Hi boys and girls, today we're going to learn about how we can write decimals in standard form. Let's think about what does standard form mean. Let's remember that when we're dealing with numbers, numbers can be expressed in different forms. One form is standard form. That's the way numbers are usually shown, with numbers and commas if we have more than one period. Then we have word form. That's how we would say the number in words. And then last is expanded form. Today we're going to talk about how we write decimals in standard form, which is also going to be talking about word form because they generally do go hand in hand. So let's look at an example. Here we have the decimal and the fraction for 9/10. It's 0 in the ones place, decimal, 9 in the tens place. If it was a fraction, it would be 9/10. The word form is 9/10. Notice we don't say 0 and 9/10. If we have no whole numbers, then we just say the decimal part that we have. Let's look at another example. Here we have a whole number and a decimal. So it's 3 and 9/10. It's not 3 ones though, it's just 3. 3 and 9/10. Let's look at something else. Here we have a double digit in the whole numbers and double digits in the decimals. So let's remember, we have 1/10, 2 ones, 9/10, and 6/100. What does this look like in word form? 12 and, because that's a decimal point, we say and. Now we're going to say 96/100. We're not going to say 9/10, 6/100. We look at the whole decimal as one big number, 96/100. And of course, a fraction, the mixed number, is 12 and 96/100. Let's look at another one. Here, you try this now. What do you think the mixed number is and the word form? I often suggest you start with the fraction because it might help you remember what to say when looking at these decimals. So the fraction is 26 and 47/100. When you look at it as a fraction, you see it's 47/100. You wouldn't say this is 4/10 and 7/100. So looking at it from the mixed number view will help you make sure you say it correctly in the word form. 26 and 47/100. That's how we look at the decimal based on where it ends. Try this one by yourself. Pause the video, write down the fraction or the mixed number, and then write the word form. So the mixed number is 403 and then 25/100. So the word form will be 403 and 25/100. Again, we're not going to say 2/10, 5/100. We put it together as one decimal, the same way it looks in the fraction form. Now let's try it in reverse. I'm going to give you the word form, and now you're going to try fraction and decimal form. Pause the video, try to write this word form 8 and 32/100 as a fraction and a decimal. It might be a good strategy to try the fraction first. The fraction is 8 and 32/100. So our decimal form would be 8 ones and 32/100. 3 in the tens column, 2 in the hundredths column. Now, of course, when you're writing, I don't expect you to have a whole place value chart. In fact, we're going to get rid of the place value chart very soon. Let's try another one. In reverse, I'm going to give you the word form, 56 and 3/100. Pause the video, think carefully, 56 and 3/100. The fraction form, 56 and 3/100. So the whole number part is pretty simple, 56. But now think carefully, I need to have 3/100. So I want you to look at what you wrote. Think if what you wrote says 56 and 3/100. You might have to make a quick correction. Or maybe you did it right the first time. If you put that 0 in the tens place, then you did a great job because you realized if I have 3/100, it means I have to have a 0 to hold the tens place because I have 0/10. I hope you caught that one. We'll practice it again soon. I want you to try these 3 questions now. For each of these 3 numbers, you write down the decimal and the fraction. Pause the video. So for the first one, 21 and 39 hundredths, we have the fraction and the decimal, 21.39. For the next question, 4 and 7 tenths, we have the fraction and the decimal, 4 and 7 tenths. And here's the third one. I told you we're going to practice this. Did you remember the zero? 111.06. That zero is really important. Otherwise, your decimal would say 111 and 6 tenths. So watch out. Here's our last practice for today. I'm giving you the standard form. You're going to write down the word form all by yourself. Pause the video, try to write them each in word form. I hope you got them right. Remember to use the word and when you're hitting the decimal point. 5 and 43 hundredths, 69 and 100th, 502 and 8 tenths. Great work, everyone. Remember to work on this in your IXL programs too, and don't stop giving your best. Great job.